As my YouTube channel name implies, I consider myself a bit of an archaeologist, of sorts. And like an archaeologist, I love to excavate artifacts. Stuff like video games, books, movies, toys, plushies, retro clothing like what I'm wearing here. You know, just like the kind of stuff you see behind me here.
Sure, you can dig for retro artifacts in the digital world, such as eBay, Mercari, and so forth, and find exactly what you're looking for. But the mystery of what you'll discover in person is so much more personal and fun. Whether it's Goodwill, the bargain bins, thrift stores, they all hold treasures just waiting to be discovered.
I figured since I go thrifting so often anyways, I might as well start filming what I see out there in the wild. Give you guys a glimpse at the cool retro artifacts that are just out there, and just show you what I end up adding to the collection. If I start making YouTube videos about this kind of stuff, then maybe that'll excuse me buying old VHS tapes and dinosaur books that I honestly don't need, but I just can't help but wanting.
Let's start off at the Goodwill bargain bins. This is where my cousin and I often go. She looks for stuff to resell, while I look for things to, well, basically hoard. The first retro artifact we came across was this MGM Grand King Louis Youth Activity Center bag.
I wonder what year it is. It looks very 90s to me. It's like for a kid to put their business suit in.
Yes, a child's business.
It's really cool.
If the over-the-top colors weren't a dead giveaway as to its era, right there on the front is the date, 1994.
I did a little research here just to see what exactly the MGM Youth Center was, and I found out that it's from a theme park in Vegas, all the way back in the 90s.
When you're the world's largest hotel and entertainment complex, the MGM Grand, you need plenty of wide-open spaces. So it's only fitting that a city of pyramids, palaces, and castles would be the new home of our 5,000-room kingdom, complete with a magical Emerald City, a 15,000-seat event center, even a 33-acre theme park. Las Vegas, where the lion will reign supreme. Try to take it.
It was tempting to buy. I mean, the colors on there are just incredible. I loved it. But it's not exactly something I could display here in the museum, nor could I really see myself using it. I'd just feel a little silly. After letting the cool MGM bag go, I head over to the book bins. This is the section of the bins I really like to go to first, because this is where all the fun stuff is. Like this I Spy Funhouse book from 1993. A series of seek and find books using photos of meticulously put together displays and cleverly written poems. This stuff was all real. Just miniatures, toys, household objects, amazing lighting, and a lot of creativity. Super impressive stuff that I spent hours staring at. My favorite of the books was the I Spy Spooky Night. The little skeleton guy in this one was just always the cutest. Alright, here's our first artifact that I did end up buying. Look Inside Cross-Section Space and Cars from 1994. A detailed look at the inner workings of the mechanical wonders we've created.
I didn't grow up with this particular line of books, but I do recall seeing them at my school. And I didn't appreciate books like this enough as a kid. Now as an adult though, I'm fascinated with them.
The detailed illustrations are incredible. They break down very complicated structures in a way that's visually easy to understand. And yes, that is a space toilet. I was particularly fascinated with the section on the yellow VW Beetle. It looked just like B from Transformers. It's actually my dream car here, so getting to see all these little details of it is just super cool. Okay, one more book and then we'll move on. I just gotta show you guys this Star Wars Episode 1 scrapbook from 1999. Since 2024 marks the film's 25th anniversary, I've been obsessing over it all over again.
Colonel, right?
Play Defeat the Dark Side. Get a game medallion and you could win one of millions of prizes instantly. Even a Star Wars speeder. Only at Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, and KFC.
Like most 90s kids, I grew up watching the OG trilogy on VHS and on TV. But Phantom Menace was the first Star Wars movie we got to experience in its entirety. Not just seeing the movie in theaters, but experiencing all the fun, wacky marketing and overabundance of merchandise. This book is essentially a collage of screenshots, concept art, and info on the film's production. Really cool stuff that gave kids a look into how the movies are made, and just the Star Wars universe in general. I'm really contemplating adding this to the collection because I really love Episode 1. But I already have the making of book, which is far more in depth. No need to add more clutter. Other than books, you'll sometimes uncover a few VHS tapes in these bins, and there was actually quite a few of them, some oddball ones and some that I've seen before. But the one that caught my eye was this copy of Mystic Pizza from 1988, starring Julia Roberts, a romantic comedy about 3 girls working at a pizza joint and their romantic relationships.
Cat, Daisy, and JoJo. 3 women, each with a different idea about love. JoJo's lost her head.
You think this is gonna make me marry you? Do you? Well, it's not, because I don't have to marry an ass. It's the 80s.
Daisy lost her mind.
Hey! My car!
Daisy, this is Serena Windsor, my sister.
Hi.
Mystic Pizza.
What the hell do you think Leona really puts in that pizza?
It's love with the works.
This is one of my mom's favorite movies here, and she's been wanting me to see it for years. Now that I have it on VHS, finally did get to see it. Don't want to start a review here or anything, but it was a really good movie, and it's got me craving pizza all of a sudden.
The cover is a bit generic looking, but I do like the pastel purple on the side. That really stands out. And I do like the pizza font a lot. The photo of the actors really reminds me a lot of St. Elmo's Fire. Both have very similar covers, where it's like all the actors gathered around, they're having fun. The tape overall is in this really awesome used condition. I just love tapes that have that bit of wear and tear to them, gives them a sense of history. 2 other VHS finds was a copy of Little Witches from 1996 and Dr. Jekyll and Miss Hyde from 1995, 2 horror-esque movies from the 90s. Now this is the kind of stuff I hunt for, the scary and the weird.
What's it say? Whoever reads aloud from this poisonous book will be condemned as the devil's mistress. Okay, so this is the fun part. Father, I've been a bad girl.
How so?
Zelda Rubinstein.
Do you believe?
Jack Nance, Jennifer Rubin, and introducing Shari Rappaport. Witness the evil craft of Little Witches.
Forgive me, Father, for I am sin.
One of my all-time biggest obsessions are witches, and one of my favorite films of all time is The Craft. A huge crush on Veruza Balk in that one. And is it me, or does the cover of Little Witches kind of look similar to Veruza? I mean, at a glance, I thought that was her. And you know what? Both films came out in '96, so can't help but feel like one of these movies was copying the other.
I'm genuinely really excited to see this one, because it's got that 90s craft vibes to it, mixed with creature effects, it's got seductive girls, over-the-top spooky music, and corny lines like,
Forgive me, Father, for I am sin.
Hey, and it's got Zelda Rubinstein? Oh man, she's the best in Poltergeist. Now I'm even more excited to see this. I love the cover to this tape. Pale goth girls are kind of my obsession, and this girl is blindingly pale. Ooh, I really love the side of this VHS too, with those eyes. It's so captivatingly cool.
century ago, Dr. Henry Jekyll tried to alter the gene responsible for mankind's violent and sexual behavior. Instead, his miscalculation unleashed the dark side of his own nature. 3 generations later,
to my great-nephew Richard, I leave my grandfather's scientific notebooks.
His great-grandson would try to improve upon the formula.
Cheers.
But once again, things didn't go according to plan.
Are you all right? Don't be ridiculous, Dr. Jax. I've got to go.
I'm Richard's new assistant, Helen Hyde.
Welcome aboard.
This is your night to blossom.
She's making his life
I'm a genius.
a little confusing.
God, what am I talking about?
Because he never knows when she's coming back.
I warned you, Richard.
Don't mess with me. Hildy, you still know how to throw a party.
Dr. Jekyll and Ms. Hyde.
Sweetheart, Mr. Monkey wants to play.
Now this was an immediate buy for me. As soon as I saw it out there in the bins, I had to have it. I mean, look at that cover. That's the kind of thing you would see in a video rental store and just have to rent, because you gotta know if something like this actually happens in the movie. It just looks wild.
Which this tape happens to be from a rental store, judging from the shiny new release and 50-cent charge stickers. There's even an address sticker on here, which I'm going to blur out because I don't know if I'm able to really show it on here, but it's there. Stuff like this is what makes an artifact that much more exciting to find. These little details on there just give it a sense of history. After that amazing find, my cousin and I decided to call it quits for the bargain bins, but we decided to check out the Goodwill store that was next door. Saw a few interesting artifacts in here, but prices are a lot higher, so I was only going to get something that I really had to have. This collection of retro kitchenware was super fascinating to me. It's the boxes in particular that captivate me. Their graphic designs and that grainy photography, it all just really gives off that warm retro feel. I'm always tempted to get stuff like this, but I can't really start hoarding kitchenware. Maybe once I have my own house and a kitchen to put it all in, but for now, stuff like this I just have to let it go. The last artifact to grab me was the most exciting. This huge collection of CED video discs. It's a dead video format from the 80s. You've probably come across a Laserdisc or even a Betamax, but I doubt most have ever even heard of a CED. In fact, this is actually the first time I ever even came in contact with one in person.
RCA Stereo Video Disc wants you to see the music. Anytime you want. It's music like you've never seen. Video like you've never heard. Buy an RCA Stereo Video Disc player now and get a 6-pack. A stereo music 6-pack of great video discs. $150 value, free. Featuring flash dance and more. RCA Video Disc.
It was really cool getting to look through this whole collection. It really felt like I was discovering a forgotten artifact. Their record-like size just lets that artwork feel so grandiose. And there's tons of iconic movies here too. In another universe, we might have all been collecting CEDs instead of VHS. Like I said, there was a ton of great movies in this collection, but here's the ones I really, really liked. Raiders, Ghostbusters, Flashdance, Dragon Slayer. Man, just what a collection it was. I was so tempted to buy all of them, just for those incredible covers. But I really couldn't justify paying $20 each when I don't even have a player to watch any of these. Really cool to see all of this in person, but it's just not something that I really need, so I had to let them go. So that's basically everything I saw at this Goodwill. Nothing I absolutely needed, but that's probably a good thing. I had already spent more than enough over at the bins, so it was just window shopping here. Which is still fun to do. I mean, we saw some really cool stuff. Those CEDs, man, what a cool find that was.
So this next set of footage I'm about to show you is from a few different Goodwills on different days. Not in any particular order because I kind of forgot what footage came from which place, so it's just all kind of mushed together. Sorry.
I'm not really into collecting board games or puzzles, it's just they take up a lot of space, but I like to take a look anyways just to see what they have. Sometimes you find really cool 90s games like Topple or Twister. You could tell that it's from the 90s because of the fashion that these kids have here. Man, I just love the photos on the back of these boxes and on the front. Alright, on to the books next. There's always so many of these to look through, it's daunting, so I don't look through all of them, I just kind of skim it, flip things around, and end up finding what I find. This time around, I uncovered something really incredible. This set of 80s dinosaur books, published by Roark. I believe I'm saying that right. I've been collecting this line of books for a little while now, just randomly finding one here and there, but to find a huge lot like this all together, it was a huge score.
Old school dinosaur books like these are my favorite kind of retro artifacts to discover. I know nowadays they're very outdated and depictions have changed since. I mean, this is what the 80s thought a T-Rex looked like, and this is what 2024 thinks a T-Rex looks like. Vastly different. But I still find books like these just very imaginative and slightly mysterious.
The Roark books are great because they dedicate an entire book to one dinosaur each, showcasing a day in their life. The artwork is both realistic and colorful. They don't make them all cutesy looking either, although these little guys are pretty adorable. And they don't shy away from the violent nature of these creatures. That's blood and bones there. But kids like that stuff anyway, so it's no big deal.
I think this line of dinosaur books is both educational and fun for kids and adults. Even if they are outdated, they're just really fascinating to look through. They're a great addition to the Retro Museum's library.
After that dinosaur-sized find, I head over to the video games, which today they actually had a good amount of. Most of the time, stuff like this gets bought up instantly. Although, I will admit, most of it isn't all that exciting. There was only one game that really caught my eye. This copy of Powerpuff Girls Relish Rampage on PS2, released in 2002.
Powerpuff Girls is one of my biggest obsessions. Used to watch it all the time in the 90s and early 2000s. That's why I got the 3 girls back here on the shelf. And you can't really see, but back there, next to them, behind all the beanies, there's a box of unopened Powerpuff Girls cereal. I pull it out, but I don't want to mess up the shelf.
What's really great about this find is how good a shape it is. Sure, it's not brand new, but I like that slightly used look about it. Most donated games are usually really beat up and missing the manual, sometimes even the game itself. So to find it complete like this was really nice. By the way, isn't it crazy cool to see a physical manual in the game? It's in black and white, but still better than what we get today, which is nothing. At another Goodwill, I ended up finding this CD-ROM game, Goosebumps Escape from Horrorland, released in 1996. Always check the CD section because sometimes you end up finding a video game, which got mistaken for like a music album.
Goosebumps. Now that is one of my favorites right there too. The books, the show, the VHS tapes, the Taco Bell toys. I loved it all. It was just all so cool. And the game here, which was made by DreamWorks Interactive, was the first of 2. There was, what is it called? Escape on Horrorland and Attack the Mutant. And unfortunately, both games were PC exclusives, so I never got to play any of them back in the day because I didn't have a PC. I had PlayStation and Nintendo. And unfortunately, I still don't have a PC, so despite having this, I still can't play it.
The game mixes point-and-click gameplay with live-action actors, very similar to a Sega CD game, where they tried to feel like an interactive movie. It even has the same kind of over-the-top acting that those games had. It's honestly the best. What's cool is that it's a sequel to the Goosebumps Horrorland episode. And is that Jeff Goldblum as a vampire? Now we are in for a scare. It includes both discs and the manual, which is fully colored, by the way. That's a rare sight. Oh, and I love the little theme park map in here. So cool.
Well, that's everything we managed to dig up this time around. Good variety of retro artifacts, spanning from the 80s and 90s. Some music, some VHS, some books, some video games, and even some bedding.
We ended up uncovering 2 look-inside cross-section books, 3 VHS tapes, Mystic Pizza, Little Witches, and Dr. Jekyll and Miss Hyde, Disney's Beauty and the Beast bedding, birthday balloons pillowcase, a set of 80s dinosaur books by Rourke, two video games, Powerpuff Girls Relish Rampage and Goosebumps Escape from Horrorland, and two CDs, Miami Sound Machine's Eyes of Innocence and Debbie Gibson's Anything is Possible.
You know, this was a lot of fun to put together, just going out, thrifting, finding random retro artifacts, and then getting to share it all with you guys. I plan on making this a regular show on the channel, so expect to see more in the future. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like and subscribe. You could also visit my Buy Me a Coffee page if you want to help support future episodes. Not a requirement or anything, just if you're able to, $5, $10. You don't even have to donate anything at all, just simply watching the videos helps support the show. I find it amazing that you even watch this in the first place. I'd really like this channel to grow and continue to just attract people who like this kind of stuff too, because I think it's worth talking about. It's fun. You can also visit my Instagram page if you want to see bite-sized retro adventures and just random things that I feel like talking about. And if you want to see some more content of mine, be sure to check out my retro snacks reviews. I think I got like 2 of those so far, but that's a show that's also continuing to grow. Thank you again for watching, and until then, I'll see you on the next adventure.